Part 29. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wangshi-san. Chapter 281. Dr. Edith's invitation. With this item, can you challenge the hero copy of Machine Factory? Huang Mao picked up an invitation and read it. Everyone was stunned. In the hero copy, the final boss must be the soul of the hero, and at the very least, it is the existence that crushes the Emperor Beast of the same level. Even some god-level heroes, one of their souls is comparable to spirit beasts and holy beasts. 8 cards, only 8 people can enter the hero copy. Yang Tian frowned secretly. You know, the first kill of the hero copy will reward a total of 20 skill points. 8 people enter and get the first kill, even if one person gets 2, it will only be 16 points, a loss of 4 points. Don't brush the hero first, continue to brush the hell, Yang Tian said. At this stage, except for them, no one in the Tianlan Empire can beat the hell difficulty. And only in the hell difficulty will the Dr. Edith's invitation be released, so Yang Tian is not worried about the hero first kill being snatched. After exiting the dungeon, Xiao Fei clapped his hands and learned the laser gun production drawings that he was assigned. Xiao Fei immediately opened the skill list of the weapon refining technique, and then opened the subdirectory of the laser gun, any piece of royal equipment, mechanical giant energy fragments *5. Xiao Fei shared the needs with a bitter smile on his face. These materials are too expensive. I have an obsolete royal equipment here. Yang Tian smiled and took off the black turtle ice armor and gave it to Xiao Fei. That royal equipment was the level 20 royal armor that he exploded when he killed the old turtle when he fought the old turtle. In the end, the old turtle evolved from a 1000-year ice turtle to a 1000-year dragon turtle. For Yang Tian, the attributes of the black turtle ice armor are already very low, and its strongest point is that it has an additional skill, Ice Array. In the early stage, Yang Tian used the ice formation, which was always effective. But now, the ice formation can no longer keep up with the rhythm, and many bosses cannot be frozen. Even if they are frozen, now the bosses at the level of royal beasts have abnormal resistance. The so-called abnormal resistance is resistance to negative states such as burns, poisoning, freezing, blindness, confusion, dizziness, etc. Therefore, some royal beast bosses are difficult to control now. Even if they are controlled, they usually recover in half a second at most. Speaking of which, Yang Tian hasn't used the ice formation for a long time. In the past, he rarely froze bosses, mainly when piking in the wild, to control a group, which is really cool. But now, after he has a powerful dark sea of fire, the human wave tactics of piking in the wild are no longer useful to him. He can burn as many enemies as they come, so of course, he no longer needs the ice formation. Generally, equipment additional skills have a default level, and the specific level is not displayed. And equipment additional skills cannot be upgraded. Since it is no longer useful, it is destined to be eliminated. Brother Shui, although this armor is only level 20, it has good special effects. At this stage, it can be sold for at least tens of thousands. Xiao Fei sighed. Things worth tens of thousands are now used as materials. Just tens of thousands? Yang Tian didn't take it seriously and smiled slightly. Hearing this, everyone present twitched their mouths. Tens of thousands, just. Damn, how rich are you now? In fact, they misunderstood. Yang Tian is not a spendthrift who doesn't care about tens of thousands of RMB, but he believes that the value of the laser gun is far more than tens of thousands. Here, this is the energy fragment of the mechanical giant. When Yang Tian handed the imperial armor to Xiao Fei, Xianyuan Longer also handed 5 materials to Xiao Fei. Xianyuan Longer, this girl, likes to collect the corpses of boss very much. Now her collection technique has been upgraded to more than 50 levels, and the collection efficiency is amazing. In the previous fight, after Yang Tian's corpse exploded and pushed the mechanical giant down, Xianyuan Longer collected the real 5 fragments. Xiao Fei happily took it. In this way, he had collected all the materials for making a laser gun. A white light flashed, and Xiao Fei immediately made one. Laser gun, royal weapon. Level 1. Equipment type, firearms, can be used by any profession. Output, consume 10% of mana and cause the same amount of real damage to a single target. Additional skills, charged laser. Charged laser, charge for 1 second, consume all mana, and hit all targets in a straight line, still causing the same amount of real damage. Energy guns and laser guns are quite different. Energy guns are just royal weapons, and their levels will change. The level of the energy gun made is the same as the level of royal equipment used as materials. And laser guns are only level 1, and there is no restriction on professions. That means that all players, including newly registered accounts, can use it. Of course, laser guns are not easy for ordinary people to play with. Yellow hair, how much mana do you have now? Yang Tian asked. 50,000. Hee, I don't need so much mana at all. I only need a few thousand points. Yellow hair laughed. Although he didn't deliberately pile up mana, his mana was far more than that of ordinary players. First of all, he was wearing a 3-piece set of level 30 Imperial weapons, and the 5 attributes added 3,000 points, which was 30,000 mana. In addition, he was also a spiritual bloodline, more than 10,000 mana than ordinary players. Moreover, he was now a player of the Dragon Empire, and the badge effect, 5 attributes add 10%. Blue Cat Huao, is your mana as high as Huang Mao's? Yang Tian stared at the two women and asked with a smile. The two women shook their heads. One of them was a mage and the other was a priest, but they didn't lack mana at all, so they naturally wouldn't deliberately stack it. Their mana was not high, so using the laser gun naturally didn't have much power. In Taixu, there are very few professions that really consume mana, and the Necromancer is the most mana-consuming, almost none of them. At this stage, it is hard to say whether there is a level 60 Necromancer. After all, the Necromancer is already an unpopular profession. Even if there is, he wears a set of blue clothes and a set of level 60 high-level energy gems, which can stack up to 400,000 mana at best. Then he uses a laser gun, and one shot is 40,000 fixed damage. Fixed damage is fixed damage after all, and 40,000 fixed damage at this stage is still good. But ordinary necromancers are extremely short of mana. Are they willing to spend 10% of their mana to deal that fixed damage? After all, on the player side, Yang Tianke and the laser gun are indeed a perfect match. He now has 1.2 million mana, and one shot consumes 120,000 mana, dealing 120,000 fixed damage. What does 120,000 fixed damage mean? Almost 99% of players can be killed in one shot. For example, when Yang Tian is piking with other great players, the great player turns his fighting spirit into wings and flies into the sky, and Yang Tian can kill him with one shot. After all, fixed damage directly deducts blood and completely ignores your defense. If you have a lot of blood and I can't kill you with one shot, then I'll shoot you again. More importantly, Yang Tian recovers 10% of his mana every second. One shot per second, almost no consumption. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 282. Of course, on the player side, Yang Tian and the laser gun are a perfect match. But he is not as good as the NPC. For example, Xiao Jin is a level 61 royal beast, and the basic is too high, with HP of more than 20 million and MP of 16 million. If it uses a laser gun, it consumes 1.6 million MP and deals 1.6 million real damage, which is really terrible. Soon, Yang Tian led the team to brush the mechanical factory hell level again. Xian Yuan longer used collection to get 5 energy fragments from the body of the mechanical giant again. So far, Yang Tian and others have brushed the mechanical factory 3 times that day. Yang Tian immediately spent tens of thousands of silver coins to buy a level 20 royal cloth armor at the auction house, and gave it to Xiao Fei together with the 5 energy fragments collected by Longer as materials. After a while, Xiao Fei made a second laser gun. Yang Tian decisively gave it to Xiao Jin. By the way, after Taixu was running for 4 or 5 months, the game currency finally dropped to a relatively normal level. When Taixu was first launched, the price of game coins was artificially high, and it has only now slowly stabilized. At present, the ratio of Taixu silver coins to RMB remains at about 1:1. In other words, 1 silver coin equal 1 yuan. 1 gold coin equal 100 yuan. According to the experience of the previous life, Yang Tian knew that this ratio would remain stable until the end of the world. It can be seen that the operation team of Taixu is still quite powerful. Only by stabilizing the price of game coins can the vitality of the game be guaranteed. Next, Yang Tian led the team and successively won the first kill of the last 2 level 60 hell copies of the Tianlan Empire. Yang Tian obtained 4 skill points and Huang Mao and others also obtained 2 skill points. The level 60 copies, except for Mechanical Factory Heroic level, have come to an end. Yang Tian glanced at the attribute list and found that he had 11 skill points. Darkness is about to reach LV 51. Yang Tian smiled secretly. At present, Darkness has reached LV 50 and has more than half of the experience. Once Darkness reaches LV 51, he will immediately put all the skill points into it. After all, the skill of Darkness is one of his soul skills, group weakening buff. Once used, the output of many of his skills will surge. So he decided to upgrade Darkness to the maximum level first if he has skill points. It is worth noting that in Taixu, the level is the maximum level of 200, while the skill is the maximum level of 100. LV 100 Darkness weakens the dark resistance of all enemies around by 5500 points. Yang Tian sighed secretly, and couldn't help but feel that this skill is really a great skill. To be honest, weakening a single enemy's dark resistance by 5500 points is already extremely terrible. Reducing the dark resistance of a group by 5500 points can only be described by the word horrible. To put it simply, after releasing the darkness, the power of his dark sea of fire increased by who knows how many times. In the next few days, Yang Tian would lead the team to play the hell level of Mechanical Factory 3 times a day. 3 days later, Yang Tian finally collected 14 invitation letters from Dr. Edith. The next day, Yang Tian finally led the team to enter the hero level dungeon of Mechanical Factory. The first few levels were still easily crushed. After resting for a while and restoring the state to the peak, Yang Tian led the team to kill into the boss level. It was a huge laboratory, and a middle-aged man in a white robe was busy sweating. His body, and even the white coat he was wearing, looked quite illusory, like a soul, and seemed very unreal. He was Dr. Edith. As a hero, he had died long ago. What existed at the moment was just one of his heroic spirits. Dr. Edith's heroic soul, hero. Level 65. HP, 35 million. Basic magic attack, 300,000. Non-attribute attack. 4 resistances 6,500. Magic penetration 2,000. Dual protection 4,000. Introduction, Dr. Edith was a legendary scientist of the Xinwu Empire during his lifetime. He died later and was hailed as a hero. Haha, it's a success, it's a success. Suddenly, Dr. Edith stopped his movements and laughed wildly. A small machine suddenly appeared in his hand, which seemed to be that thing, making him very proud. Young men, do you know that the strong can cultivate souls? Even if the body dies, the soul is immortal. If you use a 1,000-year ice coffin to preserve the body, retrieve all the souls of the deceased, and irrigate with the fountain of life, you can bring people back to life. What you see now is just one of my souls. I want to be resurrected. Is there anyone willing to help me? Edith said frantically. Except for Yang Tian, many people present were stunned. Everyone knows that NPCs only have one life, and once they die, they die. It is unexpected that there is a possibility of resurrection. Maybe I can help you, but I don't know where your other remaining souls are, Yang Tian said. As for Edith's body, he knew the specific location. For ordinary heroes, the Empire would use a 1,000-year ice coffin to preserve the body and bury it uniformly in the hero cemetery. This is my latest invention, the soul-locking device. Edith spread his palm and demonstrated the small electronic device for everyone to see. After he pressed a button, a picture appeared on the instrument, which seemed to be a map of the current machinery factory. As the user of the instrument, Edith's coordinates were displayed as a small white dot on the map. Ding dong ding dong. A small red dot suddenly appeared on the display screen of the instrument. If you look closely, you will find that the white dot and the red dot overlap. Did you see it? My soul-locking instrument can lock the soul of Edith. Edith said excitedly, no matter who uses it, I use it myself now, and I found myself. Everyone was speechless when they heard it, but everyone still understood it. It turned out that with the soul-locking instrument, all the souls of Edith could be found, so the chance of his resurrection would be very high. To tell you the truth, this soul-locking device is just a defective product. At present, it can only lock my dead soul. After I am resurrected, I will definitely be able to make a real soul-locking device. By then, all the dead souls with heroic strength can be locked. Haha. Am I awesome? Boys, are you scared? As long as you can resurrect me, you can get the loyalty of the greatest scientist in the world, that is, my Lord Hades. By then, even if you are a mediocre person, I can help you reach the top of the world, Hades said with great confidence. Hearing this, everyone's heart was shaken. They realized that Tegzu had another hidden setting: resurrecting a hero can get the hero's loyalty. You know, real heroes are always above the level of Soul King. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 283. Of course Yang Tian already knew about that. I have to say that accepting a few heroes as subordinates is indeed a very cool thing. Originally, it was extremely difficult to resurrect a hero. After all, you didn't know where the other person's soul was. And after Hades is resurrected, if a complete version of the soul-locking instrument is really made, then resurrecting the hero will not be a dream. Of course, the first thing is to resurrect Hades first. Boys, show your strength. Hades changed the topic and said coldly, if you don't have strength, you can't take down my other souls even if you know the locations. This world has always been a world where the strong are respected. Hades seemed to have finally finished talking nonsense, took back the instrument, and took out two pistols again. An energy gun, a laser gun. As a doctor and a scientist, Hades is extremely lacking in combat skills. But this soul of his has the attributes to crush a level 65 Imperial beast. Even with only two guns, he can still exert unimaginable combat effectiveness. Bang bang bang. Hades drew his gun repeatedly and fired energy bombs, killing several people instantly. Hades has a basic magic attack of 300,000. Without attributes, there would be no such terrifying increase. But at the same time, the opponent's attribute resistance was of no use to him. He has 2000 magic penetration. Except for the little golden dragon 6 Iron Man, whoever he hits will basically deal more than 300,000 real damage. You must know that energy guns and laser guns are extremely mana-costing, and they cost mana based on percentage. Of course, there is no need to say much about the laser gun. One shot consumes 10% of the mana, which most people cannot afford. Even if it is an energy gun, one shot consumes 1% of the mana, and the energy gun fires very fast. As Eddies shoots more and more people, his mana gauge increases at a speed visible to the naked eye. Dropped by about 10%. Don't panic, everyone. He seems to have no output skills. Although the two guns are very powerful, they consume too much mana. Huang Mao talked eloquently and pointed to Zhongshan. Currently, he never uses the laser gun because he doesn't dare to use it. Once the laser gun is empty, he will be a living target. Currently, only Yang Tian Xiajin, Xian Yuan Longer Alice, Huang Mao Xiaobai, Lion King of Light, Xiaofi Longliu and Iron Man have survived under the random shooting of Edith. Personal. After hearing this, everyone nodded, thinking that Huang Mao's words were reasonable. Hey, little boy, who told you that I don't dare to use a laser gun? Eddie sneered and suddenly raised his right hand to draw the gun. Immediately, a white laser rushed towards him. Huang Mao didn't react at all and was pierced through the forehead. Eddie's mana amount reached a terrifying 40 million. He used a laser gun, consuming 4 million mana, and inflicted 4 million solid wounds on Huang Mao. How could Huang Mao have such a high blood volume? Naturally, the head blooms, and the dead cannot die again. As he fell, Xiaobai yelled, turning into a ray of light and pouring into his body. The owner died in battle, and the pet automatically returned to the pet space. Of course, this pet setting and NPC servant are invalid. I'll go, brother. Huang Mao finally pretended to be cool, but he was killed by the boss. How miserable, Xiao Fei said with a teasing look on his face, and everyone burst into laughter. You know, although Huang Mao died, his consciousness is still there. When he heard this, the corner of his mouth suddenly twitched, feeling extremely ashamed and angry. Young men, please don't underestimate me, Mr. Addis. Even if I don't have mana, I can still fight with a knife in close combat. Addis sneered, used an energy gun, and fired continuously. After a while, Xianyu and Longer, Alice, and others were shot dead. In the end, only Yang Tianxiajin and 80 were left in the entire copy. In addition, there was Xiao Fei. That kid turned on stealth and was invisible. Addis couldn't see him, so naturally he wouldn't target him. Bang bang bang. 80 mainly targeted Yang Tianxiajin. The energy gun fired too fast. Yang Tian transformed into a vampire count and could occasionally dodge a few bullets, but most of them were hit. Of course, he has a set of bone shields. Even though Addis can cause more than 300,000 real damage to him, his bone shield has 4.5 million lives, so it is no problem to withstand more than a dozen shots. As for Xiajin, Eddies couldn't break through the defense when he used the energy gun. Of course, Xiajin couldn't break through Addis's defense, even if he used skills. There is no way, after all, Addis is a heroic soul, and its attributes are far superior to those of the same level of imperial beasts. Dress up. Under Yang Tian's order, Xiao Jin decisively changed his laser gun, consumed mana, and fired at Edith. 1,600,000. 1,600,000. 1,600,000. Since it is a fixed damage, it completely ignores defense and directly deducts blood. Oh? You also have a laser gun? I see, you are the ones who broke in here after all. You probably got it from the mechanical giant, right? Addis smiled slightly, and at the same time used the laser gun to shoot at each other with Xiao Jin. In fact, the power of a laser gun depends on the amount of mana it contains. Whoever has more mana is more powerful. 4 million. As expected, Edith's mana was higher. The power of his laser gun was too strong. One shot dealt 4 million fixed damage, and Xiao Jin was reduced to low health in just a few shots. And Yang Tian finally found an opportunity. Darkness is coming. Ultimate summoning. Weakness. Corpse explosion. 750, 0,000. Damage deepened. 15 million. Yang Tian blasted over, killing Edith by more than 20 million HP. And this time, he performed exceptionally well. Because a teammate died, his tidal heavy price took effect, doubling his damage. As for his triple back attack, corpse explosion, and damage deepened skills, it was a pity that they could not be blessed. This wave of Yang Tian, plus Xiao Jin's previous mana-consuming burst, instantly reduced Edith to low health, with only about 3 million HP left. Xiao Jin, charge laser, Yang Tian shouted. However, Hades was bombed, his whole body was burnt black, and his face was extremely gloomy. He actually charged up first and shot a condensed laser, piercing Yang Tian's body. The laser even extended more than 10 meters outward. His shot directly consumed all the mana and hit Yang Tian with tens of millions of damage. Yang Tian was dead. Then, Xiao Jin also used up all the mana and shot a charged laser, piercing him and killing him instantly. As Hades fell, Yang Tian and others successfully passed the heroic copy. Since they passed the copy, those who died before would not be punished. There is only one heroic copy, and it no longer exists after being taken down. In addition, the first kill of the heroic copy was not broadcast. But the first kill reward is real. There are 14 people on Yang Tian's side, and each person has 1 skill point. For the sake of fairness, Yang Tian divided the remaining 6 points according to the contribution ranking. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 284. After clearing the dungeon, only Xiao Jin and Xiao Fei were left alive in the entire team. After they cleaned up all the spoils, Yang Tian led the team out of the dungeon and began to check the income. Oh! The blueprints of the experience house. Yang Tian took some good things from the 2 people and suddenly smiled. Experience house blueprint, players with architectural skills can use it. The experience house is actually a house. The only difference is that players will automatically gain experience when they stay in it. More importantly, when players go offline in the experience house, it is equivalent to hanging up. That is to say, as long as you are in the experience house, even if you are offline, you can automatically gain experience. This is very powerful. In Taixu, there are many full-time players, such as Yang Tian Huang Mao, and even Lan Yu Lan Mao Huo Wu, all of whom are full-time players in reality. They have no extra jobs, play games with all their strength, and regard games as their profession. But it is undeniable that there are still more people who are just amateur players. They need to go to work during the day and only enter the game at night. Playing games is equivalent to sleeping. But even so, they still spend half as much time leveling up as full-time players. If there is an experience house, they level up at night and go back to the experience house to hang up during the day, which is also a very good choice. Obviously, the experience of hanging up in the experience house is not much, and it is far less than leveling up by killing monsters. But this will definitely not affect the popularity of the experience house. Day after day, year after year, amateur players with experience houses have a greater advantage than amateur players without experience houses. Architecture, is there such a life skill? Huang Mao ran over to take a look and expressed confusion. The rest of the people were also confused. Those who have architecture can be called architects. Those who have alchemy can be called alchemists. Those who have refining can be called refining masters. It's all the same. Only architects can learn experience house blueprints, and can compare needs, consume materials, and make experience houses. Xiao Jin killed Hades and obtained Hades' soul. Hades' a sleeping soul, hero unsummonable, 1/4 completion, tradable. Hades only has 1 soul and 3 spirits, which means that he was a spirit king above level 120 when he was alive. If his body is found, his other 3 souls, irrigated with the spring of life, can revive him and restore his peak strength. Hades does not have hero equipment because he is not famous for his martial arts, but for his erudition. Yang Tian intends to revive him, so naturally he will not let Xiao Jin devour his soul, and quickly gets his sleeping soul from Xiao Jin. Immediately, Yang Tian took out a small electronic instrument. Soul-locking instrument, defective, special item can find the remaining 3 souls of Hades. Yang Tian pressed the button, and a red dot immediately appeared on the display screen of the instrument. And that red dot is quite far away from Yang Tian's current coordinates. The next second, an electronic synthesized voice came out of the instrument. The location of the next soul of Lord Attis has been found, the target is, the Sea of Ruins. The Sea of Ruins. Yang Tian was stunned. That was a map above level 80, and he couldn't go there now. It's not that he is not strong enough, but because only players above level 80 can enter the Sea of Ruins. There is no way, the matter of resurrecting Attis can only be temporarily delayed. In fact, Attis is an architect, and he is much more than that. As the best scientist in the history of the Shinwu Empire, he is almost an all-round genius. Refining medicine, refining equipment, and building are all easy for him. Now I can only rely on myself, find another architect, and learn architecture. Yang Tian sighed, discussed with everyone, and the two sides parted ways. System, you found Shinwu City. Yang Tian came to Shinwu City, which is the third main city of the Shinwu Empire, and it is the main city named after the empire. This shows how much the royal family of the Shinwu Empire attaches importance to Shinwu City. Necromancer Guild. Yang Tian stopped and muttered to himself as he passed by a tall building. This guild was of course not created by players, but by NPCs. The Necromancer Guild is naturally full of necromancers. Players who are necromancers can also join this guild. Guild members can complete tasks and get some rewards. Completing some particularly difficult tasks can even get rewards such as rare skill books. Necromancers have guilds, and other professions also have them, such as the Elemental Mage Guild, the Assassin Guild, the Berserker Guild, and so on. Master Mo Fan's old lover, Emily, is also a necromancer. She may be a member of this guild. Yang Tian sighed and strode in. Of course, he still remembered Master Mo Fan's last wish. He wanted to find Emily and hand over Master Mo Fan's suicide note and a proof of job transfer of the undead overlord to Emily. It's so deserted. Yang Tian walked into the hall and looked around. There were only a few people in the huge main hall, and they were all NPCs, not even a single player. This was in stark contrast to other professional guilds. Young man, I feel a strong dark power in you. Very good. You are a qualified necromancer. At this time, an old man in a black robe came up to Yang Tian. The necromancer is the strongest profession. One person is comparable to thousands of troops. Young man, you should be proud of your profession. The old man stroked his gray beard and smiled while looking at Yang Tian. At this moment, his eyes suddenly moved to the clothes on Yang Tian's left chest, frowned and said, "Young man, you are not from our Shinwu Empire. You should know that the emblems of the 4 empires will be displayed on the clothes on the left chest, which is a symbol of honor. The emblems of the hidden empires are still hidden in the clothes. For example, the emblem of the Shenlong Empire is behind and covered by clothes. Joining the 4 empires, you can use the Empire Teleportation Stone. Joining the Hidden Empire can obtain powerful emblem attributes. Each has its own advantages. In the eyes of players, everyone has an empire, and those who are not displayed on the surface must be members of the Hidden Empire. NPCs will not think so much. They cannot see the other party's empire emblem and will only think that the other party is a free man without an empire. At present, this Necromancer Guild is a force of the Shinwu Empire. Only Shinwu Empire players who are also necromancers will be invited by their guild. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 285. In the Taixu world, Many of the natives, or NPCs, are not members of the Four Empires. The Four Empires cannot recruit all of them, nor can they exterminate them, so they simply turn a blind eye. Nowadays, the Four Empires are also hostile to each other, and they will not deliberately target free people without empires. This is the worldview of the Tegzu world, NPC. Well, I am a free man, Yang Tian said calmly. That's a pity. If you are from the Shinwu Empire, you can join our Necromancer guild. The old man sighed, you are so young, but you are already a level 61 Necromancer. If you join our guild, you will definitely have a lot to do in the future. Alas, what a pity. Yang Tian smiled faintly, not caring at all. Senior, I want to ask about a person named Emily. Have you ever heard of him? Yang Tian asked. He knew that Master Mo Fan was from the Shinwu Empire, and that Emily was his childhood sweetheart, and he must be a member of the Shinwu Empire. Emily himself is a necromancer, so Yang Tian came here to ask. Hearing this, the old man frowned, took a deep breath, and angrily said, how dare you, Lord Emily is the president of our Necromancer Guild, you little kid, how dare you call the Lord by his name? Yang Tian was stunned, and then ecstatic. Senior, you don't know, Lord Emily is an old friend of my master. I was so excited that I forgot to use honorifics for a while, Yang Tian explained. So that's it, the old man nodded and asked immediately, may I ask who your master is? Mo Fan is my master, Yang Tian said, and observed the old man's expression by the way, but found that the other party was confused. Senior, can I meet with Senior Emily? Yang Tian asked. Wait a moment. The old man said, turned around and went to the second floor. Not long after, he came down and said to Yang Tian, the president invites you. Yang Tian laughed secretly and strode to the second floor. On the huge second floor, there was only one person alone. The person had his back to Yang Tian, and his hair was all white. As expected, according to Master Mo Fan, he is already over 100 years old. Since Emily is his childhood sweetheart, he can't be that young, Yang Tian sighed. The other person's white hair reflected the vicissitudes of life. At this time, the white-haired woman turned around, and Yang Tian saw her face and was suddenly startled. It turned out to be the face of a young girl. Theoretically speaking, it is extremely unscientific for a 100-year-old woman to have the face of a young girl. However, if she is a spirit king, or even a higher level, it is very reasonable. Beyond the spirit king, the limitations of humans have been broken, lifespans have increased, and aging is slower. That's right, how could the president of a professional guild not have some skills? Yang Tian sighed with a smile, thinking that he was stupid before. You said you are Mo Fan's apprentice? You'd better show evidence, otherwise, you'll only end up dead if you try to make fun of me, Emily said coldly. Yang Tian's mouth twitched, and he quickly took out Master Mo Fan's suicide note and the proof of job transfer of the undead overlord and handed them over. Emily took it, and after reading the suicide note, his eyes turned red. Brother Fan, you and I are too proud. Now that you regret it, you kick your legs and never ask about worldly affairs again. And I have already cultivated to become a saint king and have a long life. Now that I regret it, I have to bear this pain for the rest of my life, Emily said melancholy, leaving 2 lines of tears. Yang Tian was secretly shocked. He didn't expect that Emily was already a saint king above level 180. Little ghost, this is my special crystal ball. Emily took out a crystal ball and handed it to Yang Tian, saying, when you are in danger, smash it, and a personal teleportation array will be automatically arranged on the ground. At that time, I can teleport to your side and save your life. Yang Tian nodded and thanked him, and put it away. Damn, a Saint King level thug, who dares to mess with me in the future? Little ghost, don't be too proud. Considering that you are my brother Fan's apprentice, I gave you such a crystal ball. There is no second one, you kid should be careful, Emily sneered. The Saint King has his own vision and position. She can't worry about Yang Tian every day. After all, in her opinion, Yang Tian is just an ant. Yang Tian nodded. He was satisfied with such a crystal ball. After saying goodbye to Emily, Yang Tian came to an architectural model store. In Taizhou, buildings exist as models. A small model is thrown on the ground, and with a bang, it will become a huge building. Of course, the main city will not let you arrange buildings unless you buy expensive land. Yang Tian looked around and found many architectural models in the architectural model shop, including various house and villa models, bridges, and even cannons and ship models. Yang Tian certainly did not come to buy these things, but wanted to learn architectural skills and become an architect. Young man, what do you want to buy? Bungalow. Building. Villa model, a rough man smiled at Yang Tian. No, I don't buy anything, I want to learn architectural skills, Yang Tian said. Ha, you want to be an architect? Young man, this is a rich profession that ordinary people can't handle, the big man laughed. I'm so poor that I only have money left, Yang Tian laughed shamelessly. Okay, very good, very good. In this way, you give me 10,000 gold energy crystals, and I will teach you the art of architecture, the big man smiled. Gold energy crystals are the revised materials, which were previously called energy crystals. In the past, energy crystals could be obtained by decomposing gold equipment. And energy crystals have levels. The energy crystals of the same level are the energy crystals of the same level that are decomposed from gold equipment. Energy crystals are of great use. Whether it is refining equipment, building, or arranging teleportation arrays, they are all needed. It is a very popular material in Taizhou itself, and profiteers also like to hype it the most. After the revision, energy crystals become gold energy crystals. Gold energy crystals no longer have levels. The higher the level of gold equipment, the more gold energy crystals can be decomposed. The use remains unchanged. In other words, the energy crystals in the past were about levels. And now the gold energy crystals are about quantity. At this stage, a gold energy crystal is at least more than 10 silver coins, which is more than 10 yuan according to the current ratio. That architect asked for 10,000 gold energy crystals, which is equivalent to asking Yang Tian for hundreds of thousands of RMB. This is simply robbery. It can be seen that architect is really a rich profession, and the entry fee is more than 100,000 RMB. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 286. Of course, Yang Tian is not short of money now. Over the past few months, he rarely exchanged RMB and had accumulated millions of silver coins in his hands. According to the ratio, if this was exchanged for money, it would be millions of RMB. Hearing this, he clicked on the auction house and easily handed over 10,000 gold energy crystals to the big architect. At the same time, he gained the architecture skill. This life skill is different from alchemy and weapon refining, it has no level by default and cannot be upgraded. For the rich profession of architect, as long as you learn the corresponding drawings and make models according to the needs, you will have a 100% success rate. Yang Tian took out the experience house blueprint, clapped his hands together, and studied it. Yang Tian immediately clicked on the list of architectural skills, then clicked on the subdirectory of making experience house, and found that there are multiple production plans for experience houses, models. There are 10 square meters, 20 square meters, and 100 square meters. The effect is exactly the same, just the area occupied by the house and the comfort level of living are different. Of course, the larger the house area, the higher the production cost. 10 square meters experience house model, red bricks 1000, cement 1000, gold energy crystals 1000, low-level house model capsule 1. 10 square meters, isn't it a little too small? Yang Tian frowned slightly, but thinking that the 10 square meters experience house model was already the cheapest, he planned to get one out and observe it first. Yang Tian immediately spent more than 10,000 silver coins to produce 1,000 gold energy crystals in seconds. As for other materials, the architect Dahan sold them relatively cheaply, and Yang Tian spent several thousand silver coins to meet the production needs. In other words, the production cost of a 10 square meter experience house model is about 18,000. 18,000 silver coins is actually 18,000 yuan. System, you have met the production materials for the 10 square meter experience house model. Do you want to make a model? Confirm production. Yang Tian raised his hand and stretched out his hand on the button that suddenly lit up on the light screen in front of him. System, congratulations on getting the 10 square meter experience house model *1. As the system prompt sounded in his ears, a plastic model of a small house suddenly appeared in Yang Tian's hand, just like a child's toy. Of course, by placing this thing on the ground, it turns into a real house. At the same time, you can also turn the house into a model again and take it back. In other words, this type of building model is a movable and portable building, which is extremely convenient. System, sorry, Xinwu City does not allow large private buildings. Tip, you can go to the Real Estate Management Center to purchase land first and then proceed. Yang Tian tried to arrange a building model nearby, but a rejection message immediately sounded in his ears. Obviously, no experience room is allowed in the main city. It would also be inappropriate to place the experience room in a jungle area and hang up when offline, because the experience house will be attacked by wild monsters. However, there are many tourist areas in Taizhou with beautiful scenery, where players can grow flowers and fish, which are purely leisure areas. There are no aggressive monsters there, and players are prohibited from piking. There is no problem at all in arranging the experience room in those places. With a flash of white light, Yang Tian teleported to the Turan tribe. With Huangmao Xiajin as the main force, everyone is frantically harvesting the Turan, spawning monsters and upgrading them. Yang Tian smiled and arranged the experience house model on the spot. With a bang, the model quickly grew in size and turned into a small house covering an area of 10 square meters and 3 meters high. The roof is an orderly arrangement of red turns, and the surface is white walls with doors and windows. Although it is small, it looks quite interesting. Wow, such a small mini house. Everyone found Yang Tian and experience house and immediately gathered around. As the owner of this experience room, Yang Tian opened the door with his fingerprint and walked in. It's too small. There is a double bed, a table, a chair, and a tiny bathroom, which almost takes up the entire house. The cost is 18,000, how much do you think this thing can be sold for? Yang Tian asked. At this time, half of the people came in and filled the whole room. The other half can only stay outside. It's not a real house? In the game, everyone comes here to kill monsters, PK, upgrade, show off, and make money. There is no need for a house. Personally, I am willing to spend up to 100 yuan to buy this kind of thing. Boss, you are at a loss this time. Xiao Fei shook his head and sighed. 100? It's definitely more than that, right? Yang Tiandeo, in Taizhou, as long as both men and women are willing, they can have sex, even if it is just a permanent gun room, it will definitely cost more than 100 yuan. Shameless. Hearing this, the girls Lan Yu, Lan Mao, and Huao all looked at Yang Tian with dark expressions on their faces. Almost a minute later, several people in the room all received a system prompt, and their experience points suddenly increased a little. This. Everyone was startled. Haha, this is called the experience room. It is specifically targeted at amateur players who have jobs during the day and can only play games at night. They work during the day, and as long as they log off in the experience room, they are equivalent to hanging up and eating a whole day's experience. Yang Tian smiled. If you hang up, the higher the level, the more experience points you will get. Of course, the higher the level, the higher the experience required for upgrading. In addition, the experience gained by AFK is actually very little, far less than that gained by killing monsters of the same level, but it is worse than not AFK and having no experience at all, right? For those amateur players who cannot go online during the day due to work, it is definitely a good choice to spend money to buy an experience house and AFK during the day. Now how much do you think this thing can be sold for? Yang Tian asked with a smile. It's just too small, Huo Wu sighed. It can be made bigger, and the cost will be doubled for every 10 square meters. Yang Tian said, 10 square meters, the cost is 18,000, 20 square meters, the cost is 36,000, 100 square meters, the cost is 180,000. Unfortunately, the experience gained by AFK is the same as the area of the house becomes larger, which is quite embarrassing. Hearing this, everyone began to whisper, and for a long time no good opinions could be given. Because they are full-time players after all, not amateur players, and they stand on different positions, so naturally they can't consider the real needs of others. Let's sell it for 100,000 first. What if someone wants it? Yang Tian smiled, waved his hand, and the house disappeared out of thin air, and everyone stood on the ground again. At this time, Yang Tian had a house model in his hand. This thing is quite convenient, it is a movable and convenient device. Then, Yang Tian put the experience house model on the auction house, with the price of 100,000 silver coins. He didn't know how the market was, so he sold it like this first, and if it didn't sell, he would slowly lower the price. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 287. In the next few days, Yang Tian led the team to level up like crazy. Of course, every day, Yang Tian would lead the team to brush the level 60 hell copy. Although there is no first kill reward, the experience of the level 60 hell copy is still quite rich, and more importantly, there is a chance to explode the level 60-65 royal equipment. Although the probability is very low, it must be said that the current level 60-65 royal equipment is the top equipment. For this reason alone, it is necessary to brush it. As for the experience house, it is not popular. Yang Tian couldn't help but sigh that those casual players are not keen on leveling up, which is the fundamental reason why the experience house cannot be sold. Fortunately, although the experience house is not popular, Yang Tian has a very high profit for every sale. More than half a month later, Yang Tian actually made 5 million, which is simply like money laundering. At the same time, Yang Tian, Huang Mao and 14 other people all reached level 70, like a dark horse, suddenly rising in this Chinese war zone. You know, even the god's left hand is only level 70, and those ranked below him are all level 69. Incredible. Everyone clicked on the Chinese war zone level rankings and found that the top 10 were all people around them. That feeling was simply awesome. At the same time, everyone felt that Yang Tian was unfathomable. You know, when others were level 60, they only killed high-level monsters at level 60. But Yang Tian led them to kill level 80 elite monsters. I don't know how many times more experience points they got. Of course, it is undeniable that some great gods and even the top forces can also kill level 80 elite monsters. However, Yang Tian is a necromancer, and one person is comparable to thousands of troops. Any one of his undead army has the terrible combat power to easily kill level 80 elites. Add to that the terrible dark sea of fire. The efficiency of him leading the team to kill monsters and rush to the level is really too fast. Muddy Water, ID. Level 70. HP, 70,000. MP, 1.35 million, recovering 135,000 mana per second. Asterisk magic attack, 180,000. Dark power 4000. Dark resistance 7300, light, fire, and ice resistance 0. Armor penetration 1150. Steel guard 50, magic guard 0. Absolute critical hit damage, 280%. In the past half month, Yang Tian has been constantly updating his equipment, and his basic attributes have also undergone a huge change. He still retains the level 30 Imperial 3-piece set, which are, heavy armor boots, magic book, and necklace. Effect of the 3-piece set, 5 attributes add 3000 points. He mainly wants the 3000 points of agility, so he has not replaced the 3-piece set for the time being. Now, his equipment has been greatly updated, and he has lost the effect of the Imperial 6-piece set. Obviously, his damage is higher, but his defense, he basically has no defense. Of course, he doesn't feel at a loss. Such equipment matching and combination is also the result of his careful consideration. It is worth mentioning that after he used up all his skill points, his darkness descent has reached LV 63, within a radius of more than 600 yards, all enemies darkness resistance minus 2310 points. Darkness descent. Dark Sea of Fire. 246,960. 246,960. 246,960. Yang Tian released the Sea of Fire again, and the damage increased a lot. It only took 4 seconds to destroy the entire Tauren tribe. The efficiency of the monster area refresh has not kept up with his efficiency of spawning monsters. Let's go, let's get the first kill in the dungeon. Yang Tian waved his hand and led the team to a level 70 dungeon. System, you found the habitat of the Dark Tyrant and gained 18,000 experience points. As the system prompt sounded in his ears, Yang Tian and others entered the dungeon, and they were greeted by a huge number of black slimes. Each of them was the size of a water tank, and the number exceeded 100. After all, this was just an ordinary dungeon, and the number of monsters was already quite terrifying. Dark Slime, high-level monster. Level 70. HP, 80,000. Basic magic attack, 6,000. Dark attribute attack. Dark strength 70. Dark resistance 300. Skills, impact, corrosion, split. Tisk tisk, I'm used to killing level 80 elite monsters, and now I'm killing level 70 high-level monsters. It feels so weak. Huang Mao glanced at the attributes of the dark slime and couldn't help curling his lips. This level of small monsters can't withstand Yang Tian's 1-second Sea of Fire. Dark Sea of Fire. 191,520. 191,520. 191,520. Yang Tian waved his hand, and a raging fire appeared on the ground, covering all the black slimes. In an instant, many black slimes had huge damage on their heads, and their bodies broke and died. When a black slime the size of a water tank dies, it will split into 5 small black slimes, which even have the ability to self-destruct, which is quite terrifying. However, after the small slimes appeared, they were all burned to death by the flames the next second. No matter what settings or difficulties your copy has, as long as the combat power is off the charts, everything will be crushed. My profession is gradually starting to show its power, which is much more enjoyable than in my previous life. Yang Tian quietly clenched his fist and sighed. Afterwards, Yang Tian led the team to continue to crush all the way and quickly pass the ordinary level. Return the game, choose the difficulty, challenge again. Yang Tian and others are all level 70, and they challenge the level 70 dungeon. Naturally, there is no limit on the number of challenges. Shinwu Empire broadcast, Congratulations to players Han Shui, Yinu Hongyan, Anonymous, for completing the first kill of the expert level of the Habitat of the Dark Tyrant, and get an extra skill point, as well as experience, coins, Imperial reputation and other rewards. Xinwu Empire Broadcast, congratulations to players Han Shui, Yinu Hongyan, Anonymous, for completing the first kill of the Nightmare level of the Habitat of the Dark Tyrant, and get an extra skill point, as well as experience, coins, Imperial reputation and other rewards. Yang Tian led the team to crush and easily pass the Expert level and Nightmare level. Expert level first kill, a total of 5 skill points. Nightmare level first kill, a total of 10 skill points. For the sake of fairness and to arouse the fighting spirit of the team, Yang Tian did not deliberately distribute it, and everything was based on the team's contribution. Whoever plays well, whose team contribution is high, can get skill points. Yang Tian's team contribution is obviously the highest. He got 2 skill points steadily, which is really great. At this time, the Xinwu Empire was completely shocked. Everyone realized that Yang Tian and others had reached level 70. Hey, I'm Zi Fifan. Jian Huang and others are only level 69. Han Shui and others have reached level 70. Before, Mythaoshi led the level and won the first kills of Expert and Nightmare dungeons, but they couldn't beat the Hell level. At that time, Brother Shui could win the Hell level. Now that his level exceeds Mythaoshi, doesn't he have to win all the first kills of dungeons? Invincible, Brother Shui is indeed the pride of our Xinwu Empire. What a pride! Han Shui is not from the Xinwu Empire at all, right? He is from a hidden empire, just developing in our Xinwu Empire. He snatched our first kill resources, and you still have to thank him. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 288. The crowd of spectators in the Xinwu Empire were shocked. The big guys who were proud of the myth were gloomy and angry. As the leader of the Xinwu Empire, all the first kills and skill points of the empire should be theirs. But now they were taken away by Yang Tian. More importantly, it was not just 1 or 2 first kills. The Xinwu Empire has a total of 4 level 70 copies, 3 first kills in each copy. Such rich resources left them all at once, how can they be happy? On the other hand, Yang Tian has led the team to the last level of the Hell level of the Habitat of the Dark Tyrant. The boss is 3 meters tall, with a skull face, and his figure and appearance are similar to Xiao Jin. The difference is that its body is slightly floating half a meter in the air, which makes it look taller and more sinister. The guy is wearing a gorgeous dark robe, a crown on his head, and various gold and silver jewelry on his neck, wrists, and several white skull fingers. He looks arrogant as if he is a local tyrant. Dark Tyrant, Royal Beast. Level 75. HP, 30 million. Basic Magic Attack 300,000. Dark Attribute Attack. Dark Strength 7,000. Dark Resistance 14,000, Fire and Ice 6,000, Light Resistance 0. Armor Penetration 2,000. Dual Protection 3,000. Skills, Summon Skeleton Warrior, Summon Skeleton Mage, Summon Skeleton Archer, Dark Sea of Fire, Bone Wall, Undead Transfer. Passive, Earthquake, TP Dark Sea of Fire. Humble Ants, let me burn you to ashes. The Dark Tyrant spoke indifferently, and then shot out a dark sea of fire, causing black flames to appear under the feet of Yang Tian and others. System, you are burned by the dark sea of fire of the Dark Tyrant, dark resistance minus 600 points, and the duration is 10 seconds. System, you are burned by the dark sea of fire of the Dark Tyrant, dark resistance minus 600 points, and the duration is 10 seconds. System prompts rang in Yang Tian's ears. He was burned by the opponent's dark sea of fire, and was actually hit by a weakening buff, which lasted for 10 seconds. Every second the opponent's dark sea of fire burned, the buff would be reset. In other words, although the weakening buff only lasted for 10 seconds, if the opponent's Sea of Fire was not extinguished and continued to burn, it would be reset infinitely. Infinite refresh. TP Dark Sea of Fire? A very strong passive skill. Yang Tian's heart moved, and his eyes were full of yearning. Like the advent of darkness, a group weakening buff, a large range of enemy dark resistance is reduced, which is equivalent to increasing his dark strength. Darkness is coming. Yang Tian regarded it as a soul skill. TP Dark Sea of Fire has the same effect, two different names of weakening buff. The effect can definitely be superimposed. That is simply crazy cool. 12,000. 12,000. In just 2 seconds, Yang Tian lost 24,000 blood, and this is when his dark resistance is extremely high. As for Lan Yu, Lan Mao, Huo Wu, and others, they would lose hundreds of thousands of HP every second and be burned to death in an instant. System: your teammate died in battle, the tidal heavy price effect is activated, and the damage is doubled within 60 seconds. Bone Shield. Yang Tian raised his hand and put on a bone shield for himself. Now his magic attack is 180,000. The LV-35 bone shield increases more than 6 million HP and 800 dark resistance. At this moment, Yang Tian only received 500 points of damage per second under the opponent's Dark Sea of Fire, and he himself would not lose HP, but the bone shield would bear it for him. That guy has zero light resistance. Xiao Jin, go up and kill it, Yang Tian sneered. You know, in Taixu, light is a natural restraint against darkness. The Dark Tyrant has no light resistance at all. Xiao Jin's 5,000 plus light power, attacking the Dark Tyrant, increased his combat power by more than 50 times. Xiao Jin is a level 70 royal beast, and his basic power is terrifyingly high. With such a doubling, it is easy to kill the Dark Tyrant with one sword. Xiao Jin is a level 70 royal beast, and the Dark Tyrant is a level 75 royal beast. Seriously speaking, Xiao Jin is not as good as the Dark Tyrant. It's just that Xiao Jin is born with light attributes, and the Dark Tyrant is born with dark attributes. Xiao Jin restrained it tightly. Roar. Xiao Jin roared and rushed up with a sword. Sensing Xiao Jin's presence, the Dark Tyrant obviously felt a little fear. Damn skeleton, you are actually light attribute, it's simply deformed. At the same time, the Dark Tyrant also felt ridiculous. After all, the skeleton is the undead, the symbol of darkness. And the undead with light attributes were born among the undead, which is like a dragon drilled out of an egg, which is simply a fairy tale. Summon the undead. The Dark Tyrant waved his hand and cast several huge summoning arrays, and then summoned a black army of undead. The number of them was not less than Yang Tian's, at least 1,000 or more. Charge up and kill it for me, the Dark Tyrant roared, and the undead army burst into a gloomy war cry and rushed towards Xiao Jin in an instant. It is undeniable that the undead summoned by the Dark Tyrant are only level 75 high-level monsters with ordinary attributes. However, the Dark Tyrant's own attributes are powerful: 7,000 points of dark strength and 2,000 points of armor penetration. These attributes will be added to the undead army under its command, and the damage will be off the charts. They can't be regarded as ordinary level 75 high-level monsters at all. Heavy armor. Continuous slash. Rain of arrows. Armor-piercing arrows. Dark fireball. 402,011. 398,201. 290,021. 339,220. Under the Dark Tyrant, every undead was extremely fierce, and they easily broke through Xiao Jin's defense and dealt extremely high damage. Xiao Jin was besieged and focused by the opponent, but his body did not move at all. He was too stiff. However, the blood tank on his head was dropping. At this pace, he could not hold on for a few seconds. I am afraid that he would be killed by the opponent's undead brothers before he rushed to the front of the Dark Tyrant. Ha ha ha, alien, go to hell. In this world, only darkness can be eternal. Staring at Xiaojin, who was beaten to a bloody pulp, the Dark Tyrant laughed wildly. In essence, the Dark Tyrant is actually a variant of the Necromancer. From this, it can be seen that the Necromancer is really terrible, but ordinary people can't control it. And Yang Tian and the Dark Tyrant are not ordinary people. Stupid, dare to show off your skills in front of me? Yang Tian sneered, waved his hand, and also shot out a dark sea of fire, superimposed on the Dark Tyrant's sea of fire. Both of these seas of fire are effective and will continue to burn the enemy. Swish. The moment Yang Tian's dark sea of fire ignited, the Dark Tyrant's undead army was all burned to ashes and disappeared. Under the blessing of the Dark Tyrant's attributes, the undead army under its command is all very brave. But the undead army does not rely on defense attributes. Level 75 undead is still only at the level of high-level monsters, with average health and defense attributes. Yang Tian doesn't even need to release the Dark Advent, a dark sea of fire can kill them all instantly. Ah, no. The undead army was instantly destroyed, and the Dark Tyrant couldn't stand the blow and screamed. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 289. Roar. Seeing that the undead army besieging him was completely destroyed, Xiaojin roared excitedly, rushed forward, and approached the Dark Tyrant step by step. The Dark Tyrant was completely panicked and retreated violently. However, Xiaojin finally caught up with it, raised the giant sword with both hands, and slashed it suddenly. Thunder slash. 90 million. As the huge damage emerged, the blood tank on the head of the Dark Tyrant dropped like water, and in an instant it went from full blood to zero. At the same time, it screamed, and its body fell down, exploding a lot of loot. At this moment, Yang Tian cleared the Hell dungeon and obtained the first kill reward. The first kill in Hell has a total of 15 skill points. Yang Tian obtained 2 skill points and the rest of the people each got 1 point. Yang Tian went over to clean up the loot and gained a lot. The most important thing was that he obtained 2 rare skills, Undead Transfer and TP Dark Sea of Fire. Needless to say, the latter relies on the burning of the Dark Sea of Fire, which is similar to the Darkness Descent, both of which reduce the enemy's dark resistance on a large scale. Undead Transfer is a displacement skill. Exchange positions with any undead under your command, CD, 30 seconds. Yang Tian already has Flash, but this kind of skill, he will not have too many if he has as many as he wants. Next, Yang Tian led the team to successively obtain various first kills in the other 3 level 70 dungeons of Xinwu Empire. Within 2 hours, Yang Tian led the team to obtain first kills one after another, triggering a broadcasting frenzy in Xinwu Empire. And the players of Xinwu Empire were even more shocked. Muddy Waters, one angry beauty, what are these 2 people called? They are simply responsible for the broadcasting. 4 level 70 dungeons, each with 3 types of first kills, Expert, Nightmare, and Hell, a total of 12 first kills. Oh my god, those skill points are simply too much. Brother Shui is awesome. The big guys of Myth Aoshi are probably going to cry. Well, 2 giant guilds can't suppress my brother Shui, a wild man. Yang Tian led the team to obtain various first kills, triggering a series of broadcasts. In the entire team, only he and Huang Mao showed their ids, and the rest of the people hid their ids. And Muddy Waters and one angry beauty, these 2 ids have become famous in Xinwu Empire, and are not inferior to old masters such as Wo Zi Fifan and Jian Huang. Even more than that. We can use this wave of popularity to create a guild. Yang Tian touched his chin and said suddenly. Some time ago, the guild system was updated again. The previous guild level was LV10, which was the maximum level and could accommodate up to 10,000 people. After the revision, LV100 was the maximum level and could accommodate up to 100,000 people. In addition, guilds can form alliances with each other. Up to 10 guild alliances. In other words, one alliance can have up to 1 million people. So far, the God of Wrath and the Goddess Temple have formed an alliance, and their overall status has risen a lot. Sure, you can quickly create a guild and form an alliance with us, and the position of alliance leader can be given to you. Huang Mao smiled. In fact, there is no position of alliance leader in the alliance. All the presidents are at the same level. Of course, that is the system setting. When it comes to the players, such a huge alliance must have a backbone and a leader, otherwise, opinions will never be unified and it will always be a mob. Well, my guild is called Shuahun. Find someone to help me register it, Yang Tian said with a smile. You know, as a member of the Hidden Empire, he cannot register a guild in the Four Empires. But it doesn't matter. Find an ordinary player to register a guild in any empire, and then transfer the position of the president to Yang Tian. Shuahun. This name. Hearing this, everyone's face was black, and they were deeply shocked by Yang Tian's naming ability. I think it's good. After the alliance, we will call it Shui Meng, Yang Tian said with a smile. After a while, Shuahun was successfully established, and the president immediately fell into Yang Tian's hands. At this time, Yang Tian, on behalf of Shuahun, joined the alliance of the God of Wrath and the Goddess Temple. This alliance is called Shui Meng. Although it was not recognized by the system, Yang Tian took the position of leader. After Yang Tian pulled Xiaofei Longliu into the guild, he also invited Lan Yu, Lan Mao, Xiao Feng, and Huo Wu. Yang Tian originally thought that Lan Yu would not agree, but who knew that Lan Yu agreed readily. I originally planned to create a guild similar to the Goddess Temple, but then I thought about it and forgot about it. The Goddess Temple already exists, and if I create another one, it will only be a replica. Moreover, my ability and connections are not as strong as the Frosty Beauty, so I think it is happier for everyone to be together, Lan Yu said readily. After she agreed, the Blue Cat Xiaofeng siblings naturally had no psychological burden and joined happily. Huo Wu also agreed to join. For a time, Yang Tian stabilized all these main forces. Although some of them are not strong, Yang Tian is friends with them and trusts them very much. Yang Tian can safely leave anything to them to do, and this is actually enough. After all, in order to make a guild or even an alliance bigger, in addition to absolute combat power, there are many other factors including management, trust, etc. Start recruiting people and spread the news. We only need professional players above level 60. Yang Tian said this, and everyone started to get busy. Some went to the forum to post to recruit people, and some directly broadcast. Yang Tian, or Han Shui, is really famous. In less than 3 minutes, the water army was full of 1,000 people. Brother Shui. Hiss. It's really the guild of the God of Water. 666. God of Water, please accept my worship. I am your little fan. For a while, the guild channel of the Water Army became extremely lively. At present, the maximum level of the guild is 100, and the full number is 100,000. The guild level is relatively easy to upgrade, because it is a whole guild, and everyone works together to gain guild experience. There are 2 ways to gain guild experience. The first is activity, that is, the number of people online every day, and the number of people who are continuously online every day. The second is that guild members do guild tasks to increase guild experience. Generally speaking, the higher the level of the guild, the faster it will upgrade. The lower the level, the slower the upgrade. Although the Water Army is just a new guild, Yang Tian is the president after all, and the players recruited are all active players above level 60. The guild should be upgraded very quickly. Yang Tian said a few words to everyone in the guild channel and changed the guild announcement. I hope everyone will brush the guild tasks crazily, so that the guild can be upgraded quickly and recruit more brothers and sisters to join. After getting it done, Yang Tian will not care about it for the time being. It is not a matter of one day or one night to make a guild bigger. The most urgent task of the Water Army is to upgrade the guild and recruit more people. At that time, Yang Tian can select experts, sign 1 or 2,000 people, and train them as core members, and make them stronger and bigger step by step. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 290. In terms of management, Yang Tian manages the navy, Huang Mao manages the angry god, Shuang Guo manages the goddess temple. This is no different from before the alliance, except that everyone can follow each other's example. Only when a large-scale battle breaks out, Yang Tian will lead the entire Water Alliance. According to the experience of the previous life, the war will only break out in the Sea of Ruins at level 80. At that time, the flames of war cannot be contained at all, and I am afraid it will continue directly to the full level. Unless, someone can unify the Chinese theater. It is already difficult for an empire to dominate. Dominating a war zone would be even more difficult. Even Zeus is only the first guild in name, it was passed over from other online games. In Taeju, of course it still has huge advantages, but there is still the possibility of being shuffled. When the time comes for a real fight, other giant guilds and even some alliances will not be able to give him face. After completing the first kill of the Xinwu Empire dungeon, Yang Tian and others received generous experience rewards, and half of them have been directly promoted to level 71. Let's go and visit the other 3 empires. Yang Tian smiled slightly and directly led the group to teleport there. Naturally, Xiao Fei had already deployed the Shenlong Empire's teleportation array within the mirror protection range of the major level 70 dungeons. This was his mission. Tianlan Empire broadcast, congratulations to player Muddy Waters, Angry Beauty, and Anonymous, for completing the expert level first kill of Blood Church, and will be awarded an additional 1 skill point as well American Samoa experience, coins, Empire reputation and other rewards. Tianlan Empire broadcast, congratulations to the player Muddy Waters, who is so angry and beautiful. Tianlan Empire broadcast, congratulations to the player Muddy Waters, who is so angry and beautiful. Tianlan Empire broadcast, congratulations to the player Muddy Waters, who is so angry and beautiful. Guangzhou Empire broadcast, congratulations to player Muddy Waters, Angry Beauty, and Anonymous, for completing the expert level first kill of Ghost Ship, and will be awarded an additional skill point of 1 point, as well as experience, coins, Empire reputation and other rewards. Guangzhou Empire broadcast, congratulations to the player Muddy Waters, who is so angry and beautiful. Guangzhou Empire broadcast, congratulations to the player Muddy Waters, who is so angry and beautiful. Guangzhou Empire broadcast, congratulations to the player Muddy Waters, who is so angry and beautiful. Yang Tian led the team, cleared each dungeon 3 times, and got the expert first kill of a total of 8 dungeons of Tianlan Empire and Guangzhou Empire. The expert's first kill earns a total of 5 skill points. The 5 people with the highest contribution to the team each receive 1 point. By this time, almost all of Yang Tian's 14 members in the group had reached level 71. China Theater level ranking. No 1, Anonymous, Xiaofei, Unknown Empire, level 71 Assassin. No 2, Anonymous, Green Algae Head, Unknown Empire, level 71 Archer. No 3, Anonymous, Ghost Hand, Unknown Empire, level 71 Assassin. No 4, Anonymous, Blue Moon, Unknown Empire, level 71 Gale Swordsman. And 05, Anonymous, Fire Dance, Unknown Empire, level 71 Elemental Mage. No 6, Anonymous, Xiaofeng, Unknown Empire, level 71 Archer. No 7, Anonymous, Dragon 6, Unknown Empire, level 71 Shield Warrior. No 8, Anonymous, Blue Cat, Unknown Empire, level 71 Priest. No 9, Anonymous, Iron Man, Unknown Empire, level 71 Iron Knight. No 10, A Beauty in Anger, an Unknown Empire, a level 71 Knight. No 11, Muddy Waters, Unknown Empire, level 71, Unknown Occupation. No 12, God's Left Hand, Dark Empire, level 70 Sword Demon. No 13, Shinayu, Tianlan Empire, level 69 Assassin. Xiaojian, Xianyuan Long and Alice are all level 71. Because they are NPCs, they cannot be on the list. And Yang Tian and others directly occupied the top 11 places in the Chinese theater level rankings. Yang Tian Iron Man is a hidden profession, and Huang Mao also has the blood of the Spirit King B. It is difficult to upgrade, so he is ranked at the back of the team. But despite this, they also stabilized God's left hand, even Chinayu and others behind them were only level 69. Haha, I didn't expect that by now, our group of people are already the highest level beings in the Chinese theater, Xiaofeng laughed. In the past, he was just a third-rate player at best, and he had never experienced such a cool feeling. At this time, he couldn't stop laughing and almost twisted his mouth. Although the rest of the people were a little more reserved than him, they were all extremely excited. But there was only Yang Tian with yellow hair, a calm complexion, and no ripples in the ancient well. Because they are so strong, they don't care at all about the false reputation of the level list. At the same time, Yang Tian and others swept across the major empires, scoring various first kills and triggering various imperial broadcasts. Their reputation has already resounded throughout the Chinese theater. Of course, the main one is Yang Tian Huang Mao, but others still choose to remain anonymous. Muddy Waters and Angry Beauty, these two are so fierce. I heard that they took all the first kills in the 4 major empires. This is simply not taking the guild bosses seriously. Look at the ranking list of China's theaters. One of them is ranked 10th, and the other is ranked 11th. They have suppressed God's left hand. It's so terrifying. Haha, who do they think they are? The 9 anonymous bosses in front of them are the real fierce ones who remain calm. You fart, aren't they just the subordinates of Muddy Waters and Yu Hanjian? Only level 70 players can play level 70 dungeons. And now they are the only ones who have reached level 70. The anonymous person who just broadcast the first kill, if it's not them, how can it be a ghost? Hiss, boss, your analysis is correct. But since they are subordinates of Han Shui and Yinu Hanjian, how come their ranking is higher? This is unscientific. There are various reasons. Maybe Han Shui and Yinu Hanjian are both hidden professions, or have spiritual or even higher bloodlines. I see. The players in the entire Chinese war zone were all caught up in a heated discussion. Now everyone only knows that the 2 newcomers Yang Tian and Huang Mao have risen, and even suppressed those big guys with deep backgrounds. Goddess Temple. Sister Xuanggro, whether in terms of strength or affection, our Goddess Temple can get at least 1/3 of the skill points. Why don't you ask for it? A group of girls surrounded Xuanggro and asked puzzledly. The Navy, the Angry God, and the Goddess Temple, the 3 major guild alliances. Why are the first kills only the Navy and the Angry God members? Just kidding, our Goddess Temple is a giant guild, and your Navy and the Angry God are just a rising third-rate guild, okay. With this thought, the girls in the Goddess Temple felt unbalanced. Hey, sisters, you misunderstood. Those people are from the same hidden empire. They have already set up exclusive teleportation arrays within the mirror protection range of each dungeon. They can come and go freely, but we can't. If I ask Brother Shui for a few places, everyone can get team contributions and first kill rewards based on their abilities, and there will be no problem at all. It's just that we can't teleport and can't keep up with their pace. If we force it, it will only reduce their efficiency, Xuangrou said slowly.